Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy. A good night of boxing is in the books. Bournemouth came and it certainly delivered. The main event was something that we expected to be a cracker. But in the end, it was the younger, the fresher, and you heard Reece Belloti say it, the better man that won. Ryan Garner has arrived, ladies and gentlemen, and they have a new star here that hopefully one day can fill St Mary's. That's the plan anyway. All right, this is Beyond the Bell. Adi Oladipo, Carl Frampton, Barry Jones, Darren Barker. Good night of boxing. Let's start with the main event. Ryan Garner, who's still doing interviews in the ring in front of us. He's going to be a busy man signing autographs on the way out as well. On the stoppage, all in agreement. Victor Loughlin stopped at exactly the right time.
Yeah,
yep.
I think.
Yeah, great call by the referee, I think.
Spot on. We give referees sticks sometimes, so it's only fair to give them praise, yeah.
Indeed. I was listening to you guys on comms, and although you had it close, every round was close, it almost felt like most of the rounds that you were given to Ryan Garner, regardless of the work Reece was doing.
I give Belloti one round, and that may sound a little bit harsh on him, and I hope I wasn't trying to be harsh. I just thought that the cleaner work in the rounds were coming from Garner, and although Belloti was doing some good stuff in the rounds, for me it wasn't enough to score him the majority of the rounds, but doesn't really reflect the fight. The fight was a good performance from Belloti. Garner's a very, very good fighter. Good performance from him as well. I mean, two good, solid pros who wanted to win tonight. I think we saw a great fight, even though for me it was one-sided.
Yeah, I agree with Carl there. Though, rather than close rounds, they were competitive rounds. That one guy I think was winning well enough. That I think, and we were saying that in commentary where Belloti was having success in every round. The majority of the quality of the work belonged to Ryan Garner, and I just think he was fantastic tonight. His balance was really good against a guy who makes you work for everything. No, and with the engine that Belloti has, he can cause you problems. And really, for Garner, he never really caused him too many problems. And I thought it was a real stand-up performance by this man here.
Where is Garner right now? Obviously, look, the super featherweight division is full of sharks, right? Domestically as well, there's some really good fights. You kept calling for Belloti to land that left hook. Does that tell you there is still work to be done with Garner?
Yeah, I think there is defensively. There's an awful lot to like about him. He was a step ahead here in every department, the speed, power, and just the kind of know-how. And he would have gained lots of experience there. You talk about the experience of Reece Belloti coming into this contest. That's now what Garner will have after facing someone like Belloti. I think a couple more fights. I think maybe let's get him a homecoming. Let's get him in Southampton. Let's build that following. Let's get it growing, and then you can unleash him in 2 or 3 fights time when that that experience is more there. That fan base has grown, and he's ready for a world title shot.
He mentioned Frank Warren a couple of times. You heard in the in-ring interview. Frank actually did video call him straight after. I think we can see it now. There's Frank on video call saying, look, you want your St Mary's, I can give you your St Mary's. One step at a time, lad, one step at a time. But that's what Frank does do well. He does build fighters from ground up very, very well. He does matchmake very, very well as well.
Yeah, he does, and he's got a great team behind him at Queensbury. And I mean, it's mad, the whole Queensbury story, considering a few years ago when Box Nation was around and Frank lost the Sky deal and where they are now. Frank is maybe, if he's not the best promoter on the planet right now, quite possibly. There's an argument maybe Eddie Hearn, or it's unbelievable. Yeah. So Frank, if there's anyone going to get Garner a fight at St Mary's, it'll be Frank, no doubt.
Baz?
Yeah, well, Frank has an eye for talent, so with that, he'll gamble. Take a risk on him. Yeah. Most people will be more pragmatic with their approach, and so they should. It's their business. But he goes, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith. And it doesn't always work out, but quite often it does. And he'll see a talent in people where... Ryan Garner, loads of talent, but undisciplined outside of the ring for most of his early career. Yeah. But he kept faith in him, with most people wouldn't. You wouldn't have blamed him. And look at the results now. I mean, it's not going to carry the weight. I wouldn't put him in a world title straight away. Jazza Dickens just picked him an interim title, by the way.
That, didn't I? Yeah.
And I was ringside for that in a fantastic win. He was brilliant.
Is that too risky?
Well, if you get the chance to take it, you'll take it. So it's not beyond his realm, but I mean, as Darren said, just 1 or 2 more fights at this level, just to get comfortable with this, and then you move up.
And he's got time to do that as well, because now we're in the middle of the summer now. If he's going to be St Mary's, it'll have to be next summer, so he can get a fight towards the back end of the year, maybe one at the start of the year. at similar sort of level to Belloti, and then you'll be in a better position to hopefully, when you get a world title shot, to go and win it.
I like that as well. Like, he's still doing interviews. Look at the smile, ear to ear. You know, he's buzzing. He knows it. That's a really good career best win, that, and he'll grow in confidence. That's a good, massive statement there that he's made.
What I liked in that interview he did with Carl Frampton, again, you can watch it on the DAZN YouTube channel. He mentioned his kids, and he mentioned it again to me in the ring, didn't he? He's fighting for something more than himself. I think when you're just fighting for yourself, maybe you can be selfish. When you're fighting for your kids and you know you've got to provide for them, I think it changes the mindset. So well done to Ryan Garner. Okay, that was conclusive. Alois Jr. versus Ellis Zorro was anything but. Barry Jones is smiling already. In terms of the win, obviously, look, Alois got it. Again, I'll go down the line.
Good luck,
Did the right man win, Darren?
I mean, it was a toss of a coin for me. I think I had it 5-5. I couldn't argue 6-4 either way. But one of those scorecards, even both of them, to be fair, way too
98, 93, Victor
way too wide.
I mean, there's an argument that if every round's really close, it could be 10-0.
Yeah.
There's that argument, but I didn't see it that way. I thought to make it like 5 rounds, a winner by 5 rounds, it wasn't. I know you said it's not a true reflection on the fight. I mean, it was a close enough fight to go either way. So I thought Zorro just nicked it, but I wouldn't have argued that Alois got it. But by that much, I don't think that does anyone any justice, because he'll get criticism for that. It's not his fault. He's just fought the fight. But he'll get criticism for the judges' scorecards, and it's not his doing.
Sorry, Baz. What does that mean then, Carl? Does that mean we pump the brakes a little bit on Alois? Obviously, he's asked for Vidal Riley next. I mean, did we not need to see something a bit special to get the Vidal fight, or no?
I don't think we needed to. I still think that that's a big fight if it comes off. I think that maybe we're not giving enough credit to Zorro's performance. It was a good performance, and he boxed very sensibly off the back foot, and he did win some rounds, and it was a close fight. I do think that Alois maybe just nicked it, but it wasn't a wide scorecard. But you made the point, Barry. It could be 10 close rounds, and it could be 10-0 to someone.
But they're rounds, but I don't think the rounds were like that. But I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think that he won the fight, so he gets the win, so he should be in line for the British title, which means whoever the champion is, you have to fight him.
I tell you what, though, Vidal Riley will be crying out for that fight.
Yeah.
Stylistically, look, we see how good Vidal Riley looks against Chev Clark. Stylistically, quite similar. He's aggressive on the front foot. I think Vidal Riley, the way he moves and jabs, he'd be crying out for that fight now.
Because of that performance, I think there'll be other people crying out for that fight as well. But and I think Alois Jr. up until that performance was going to be difficult to match, because I mean, we all thought he was a killer, but obviously there's some vulnerabilities, and maybe there's still a lot of improvement to do. Of course there is.
All right, let's hear from the victor. Alois Jr. spoke with Deb a bit earlier.
Okay, Alois Jr. and the new WBC International Cruiserweight Champion. How was it for you in there?
It was well. It was a great battle. You know, threw some good shots. It was a good experience.
How did you score the fight? That's a lot of the talk online, that maybe the scores were too wide. Nothing you can do about that, but how did you score it?
I knew I was up, you know. I knew I was up. I knew I was active with my shots. He was pretty much on the defensive all fight. And, yeah, I landed some good right hooks to the body that hurt him.
Was it like a learning fight for you tonight? That's kind of the feeling there. You've gone the rounds with him. You probably needed rounds because you just had 3 rounds. But was it a learning fight for you tonight?
Yeah, every fight is a learning fight. You know, you learn something new in every single fight. And in this life, yeah, you keep learning.
What's next then? You've got this new WBC belt as well to add to your other belts as well. Like, the sky's the limit, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to sit down with my coaches and we're going to talk.
Listen, you had a little chat with Ellis at the end as well. I saw there looks like there's plenty of respect there, despite any of the build-up stuff. What did you say to each other?
No, look, he's a warrior like myself, and I always give respect to warriors. Look, he went 10 rounds with me. That's not an easy thing to do.
What would you do differently if you got Ellis Zorro in a rematch?
Stop him. More time, more preparation. It's inevitable.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
No. I mean, I'm sorry, Darren. Sorry, Barry. But look who we've got. The great Roy Jones Jr., who's been in the country for about a week now.
About 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. Well, 2 weeks. Roy, what do you make of this, Roy? I mean, I was sitting next to you ringside, and the noise coming from this small venue was incredible, wasn't it?
Man, this country is the best country in the world to host boxing events because these fans really take a loving to their fighters, and everybody comes to support their man. And it's a beautiful thing because that's what gives us the incentive to want to fight harder.
It's true though, isn't it? I mean, we've gone from Wembley Stadium, 90,000, to this, right? 2,000-3,000. The noise is still the same. The passion is still the same from the fans, Carl.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it always, well, it never really surprises me anymore when you come to places like this that have been starved of big nights, and they get them when they get the chance to have them, and the people come out and they're in full voice. It's atmospheric. It was hostile a little bit too, but that's good. It all adds a little bit more atmosphere, so we all love it, I think.
All right, Roy, let's talk about your young fighter, Tony Curtis. First time fighting on UK shores. Everyone very excited about him. I know you're very honest with performances. How would you grade, how would you dissect his performance?
I gave him about a B.
Okay.
And the reason I gave him a B or a B plus is because, A, the guy that he fought is 2 weight classes higher than him. That's not his weight class. That kid fights 2 weight classes higher. So that was number one. Number two, the guy was a southpaw. So fighting a southpaw, 2 weight divisions bigger than you, is doing a lot on your first time here with all the pressure of all the fans being able to see you for the first time. And you just turned barely 19 years old. So, I mean, my guy did more than, he gave me a better performance than I expected because I told him in the first round, don't get excited if you hurt the guy. He hurt the guy, he got excited, the guy hit him with a good shot. He took it, kept going, came back to the corner, laughed about it, calmed down, and kept on going. So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the exuberance of youth, right? But I thought he looked controlled in there against a journeyman that came to win. That was a journeyman that didn't read the script and came to take his head off.
Yeah, he read the script. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Everybody knows him. I mean, Tony's a good fighter. Right away when they asked for him, a few guys were like, no, he's too big for Tony. He shouldn't fight him. This guy's big, he's dangerous, and he's going to try to win. You know, we thought no, but when we couldn't find anybody else, Tony wants to fight. So we said we'll take it. You know, we bulked up and took it.
We've seen a few kind of Roy Jones-esque moves from Tondo as well. Do you think that was a little nod to the legend?
It was a nod to me for sure. And the other thing I knew that is when guys fight in front of me, because of the past that I've had, they want to show me that they learned things or they saw things or they can do some of the things that I did. They want to show me their admiration for my career. So they're going to give you even better performance than they normally would give.
Yeah.
Roy, you've done everything in the ring. I don't know if I ever saw you do this in the ring afterwards, though. I mean, I'm scared when I see fighters do this, Roy. I mean, Gervonta Davis does it a lot as well, and I'm like, it's risky. It's risky. What I like, what that shows me, he's got a lot of confidence, this young kid.
He has a lot of confidence, and he's not afraid to take a risk. That was risky. His first fight was risky. Everything he's been doing is risky. The fight tonight was risky, but he's not afraid to take a risk, and that's what I like about him.
He's fought all over the world. And he's gained experience from fighting different styles of fighters as well, because that's what happens when you mix it up around the world. Yep. That's good as well, isn't it? Because what we don't see is kids do that. Everyone likes to kind of have home comforts.
Right. Most guys, like even tonight with a bigger guy, most guys would not have been able to sit in the pocket and deal with a guy like that. But because of his experience, precisely the one he had, the first fight he had in Mexico, he was able to do it, feel comfortable doing it, and could have kept doing it if we needed to do that to push the issue.
Yeah. Roy, last weekend, special weekend, London, Wembley Stadium, 90,000. Arguably one of the greats now, and I think we can call him that Alexander Usyk put on the clinic. I think he's a great. Carl does. What's your thoughts on someone like Alexander?
I think he's a great as well. To be able to clean out 2 divisions the way he's cleaned them out, he cleaned out the cruiserweight division. Now he's cleaned out the heavyweight division. I mean, how can you not say he's one of the greats? Undisputed cruiserweight champ, undisputed heavyweight champ. What more could you ask for? And still undefeated, by the way. Yeah. Nobody's still beating him yet. And not just going around cherry picking, fighting whoever they put in front of him.
And away from home a lot of the time.
You feel me? That's in their hometown.
Yeah.
He's in the UK, in Dubois' country. Yeah. You understand me? So you can't take away from Usyk what Usyk is doing.
Carl, in terms of Usyk, there's been so much talk already, as it is, right? Who next? What next? Joseph Parker's the man, I guess, in line to be next. Is that the fight that you think he takes? Not that he should take, but think he takes.
I have a feeling no, that isn't the fight. I don't know what's going to happen with the belts. Maybe the governing body, the belts will be dispersed and other people will get the chance to fight for them. But I would love to see Joe Parker get the opportunity to fight Usyk, but I have a feeling it's going to be someone else. And that's a shame to say, to be honest. Joe deserves it.
Who do you think is going to be?
It's going to be the Gypsy King.
Yeah, Fury's talking about it.
It's going to be Fury.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, it is right. Some people jump in front of the line. Whether or not we want it, some people jump in front of the line. How would you have got on with him, Roy?
Well, Usyk?
Yeah.
I would have found a way to beat him. It's just who I was. I mean, I was not losing to nobody in my prime. I would have found a way to beat him. I mean, I kind of know what I would have did, but I'm not going to express that because that's for them to figure out, not me.
I agree. And if you want the answers, you have to pay up a little bit as well.
You better believe it.
You better believe it. All right, for one goat to another, Claressa Shields is back. Stay up, get a coffee. The GOAT is here.
Two-time Olympic gold medalist, 5-division world champion, undefeated, the GOAT.
There's no woman in the world that can beat me in a fight.
I'm gonna stop Claressa Shields. I'm only getting stronger and better. I'm gonna make Lonnie quit.
Yeah, she is black. Claressa Shields, the champ in the heavyweight division, takes on Lanny Daniels, coming up a weight from the light heavyweight division, but it's great to see the GOAT back, Detroit, Michigan. Hopefully, we can see Claressa Shields after this in some really serious fights. Very quickly, Claressa Shields or Katie Taylor, the GOAT.
Katie Taylor.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Claressa Shields is unbelievable, but Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor, innit?
Yeah.
No Irish bias there at all, surely. I mean, not at all. How would you sum up what's been an incredible night of boxing, a great atmosphere, and as you say, they're starved of events down here, so when they do come out, they really do.
Yeah, really good atmosphere. We've seen a young kid as well making his debut tonight. Looks like he's a sensational talent and certainly one for the future. We've had Roy Jones Jr. in the corner of another baby, but making his pro debut in the UK, where he's got about 10 fights under his belt. And then we've seen a great atmosphere and a great performance from Ryan Garner. And I have said it, I've talked about him quite a lot. I'm a fan of his, as I am of Reece Belloti, but I just think there's something a little bit special about Ryan.
Yeah, there's something special in the water here, isn't there? Because they do produce, not often, but when they produce a good fighter, they really do. And I think Ryan Garner could be that. Ryan Garner, now the European, British, Commonwealth, and WBC International Super Featherweight Champion. And I have a feeling that soon to be world champion at St. Mary's. I'm just putting it out there right now. Good night of boxing. Thank you so much to Carl. Thank you so much to Darren, Baron, Barry, Adam, the whole team. And we had the great Roy Jones Jr. with us as well. I mean, what better can we have here at DAZN? Make sure you stay tuned for Claressa Shields versus Lanny Daniels in a few hours' time.
They say I couldn't do it and they feel. They say I wouldn't do it and I fall. They say I couldn't do it and I did. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. They say I wouldn't do it like I won't. They say I couldn't do it and they feel. They say I wouldn't do it and I fall. They say I couldn't do it and I did. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. They say I wouldn't do it like I won't. They say I couldn't do it and they feel. They say I wouldn't do it and I fall. They say I couldn't do it and I